where we confront real issues affecting women, families, and society at large. I am Kike Lomo Okeri, and with me in the studio is my ever-vibrant co-host, sharp, fearless, and never afraid to ask the hard question, Anita Patrick and Priscilla Obasi.
Well, always a pleasure.
It's a new day. Yeah, compliment of the season.
Compliment of the season. Happy New Year. How have you been?
I'm great. And you?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, together we'll unpack the realities behind sextortion challenge, the silence that allows it to thrive, and explore how victims can find help and justice. It often begins with simple message, a friend request, or a private chat. But within the moment, trust is weaponized. Intimacy is turned into a trap, and victims are pushed into a cycle of shame, fear, and blackmail. Behind the scene are real people, students, professionals, parents, whose lives are being torn apart by threats, financial exploitation, and physical trauma.
Yes, to reintroduce the program or today's topic, we're talking about sextortion. Sextortion is no longer a distant cyber issue. It's happening in our homes, in schools, workplaces, and even in religious spaces. Yes, it happens through phones, it happens through laptops that we trust every day. Now, from teenagers to professionals, men and women alike are being targeted, manipulated, and blackmailed online. Tonight, we are breaking the silence.
And of course, sextortion is one of the fastest growing cybercrimes worldwide, yet it remains largely underreported. Many victims suffer quietly, afraid to speak out, unsure of where to turn, or worried about stigma and judgment. In some cases, the consequences are devastating loss of livelihoods, mental health breakdowns, and even suicide.
Today we ask the hard question, how does extortion happen? Why are so many victims trapped in silence? What roles do social media platforms, law enforcement agencies, and families play in stopping it? And most importantly, how can individuals protect themselves and seek help before it's too late? This is not just a tech issue, it is a human crisis unfolding in real time. Stay with us as we expose the tactics, share real-life realities, and explore solutions to end sextortion, the silent digital crime destroying lives in the shadow, right after the break. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Women's World on Global Television. We are shining a light on sextortion, a silent but devastating digital crime that is destroying lives behind closed doors and behind screens. Today we are breaking the silence, confronting the fears, and focusing on solution.
Sextortion thrives in secrecy and shame, but information is power, like they say. Understanding how these crimes happen is the first step to protecting ourselves, our children, and our communities.
And that's why this conversation matters. Victims are not weak, careless, or to blame. They are targeted, manipulated, and exploited. And more we talk about it, the more we talk about it, the harder it becomes for perpetrators to operate in the shadows.
All right, to help us unpack this critical issue, we are joined by someone who understands the digital space and the risk within it. Our guest today is a cybersecurity enthusiast and a digital safety advocate. passionate about online safety, awareness, and empowering people to protect themselves in increasingly connected world. Let's welcome Evelyn.
You're welcome, ma'am.
You're welcome, ma'am.
It's good to have you.
Thank you so much. Happy
You're
New Year.
Happy New Year, ma'am.
Thank you. You guys, you babes look good in
You
this
look good too.
woman's
Thank you.
world. I'm proud to be a woman.
All right, now to set the stage rolling, what exactly is sextortion and how does it typically begin in the digital space?
Thank you so much, Sister Kike. I'm really grateful. I appreciate you all, and I do not take this for granted. When we talk about sextortion, we know everything originates from somewhere. And in the digital space, everything has a name, just like we say community. In the real world, we have community. So in cyber world, we have community. So we call it cyber community. So as we gather in like the Igbos gather in their OBs, the Hausas gathered like in front of their compound with a mat on the floor. That's how even the Yorubas have something like that too. That's how cyber world is. They gather in a community. So it's called platforms. So you gather in Facebook platform, you gather in WhatsApp platform, according to your ages. It can be the older ones, it can be retirees, it can be women. That's why we are here today. So such crimes thrive in such communities. So we have communities of sextorters or sextortionists. That's a noun word of it. So they gather together to discuss how they want to hack people's phones and collect illicit content in them, or how they even run training.
Wow.
They run trainings and all that. So these are types of social engineering. We probably have heard what social engineering is. Social engineering is when cyber criminals go around your phone to research your own phone or your social media handles to find out who you are. So sometimes they might be strolling around in different, on their streets, cyber streets, and they just run into your own and find out that, oh, this person's password is very low. Maybe he used 123, or she used the first daughter's name, and this probably is your neighbor. So you say, this one, there's a space here, let me just branch and see what's there. And on branching, discover that, okay, they use the daughter's name. The daughter's name is Priscilla, not this one. And the cyber stalker goes back and logs into his phone and puts Priscilla. And the neighbor's phone opens and it goes, okay, this is opportunity. So they thrive in anonymity and deception and opportunity. So now opportunity came that found out that your phone, your password is low. And you didn't use that two-step verification, which is called multi-factor authentication. So logs in. Once they log in, they discover that you have nude pictures on your phone or your laptop. You didn't send it to anybody. So they now collect it and they just try their best. These cyber criminals try their best and predators to gather all those, they gather all those evidences and keep for themselves and come to look for your trouble. It's the cyber world. So in the physical, he will walk and step on your toes, right? Or hit you. And you say, don't try that with me next time. And you forgot that you don't have power. So you ask yourself, what power do I have? And the power he has on you is that he has collected all your digital details and has your passwords and has your naked picture in his space. And what does he do? He sends one to you. And you wonder, but I didn't send this to anyone. He has weakened you. So that weakness is what we are here to discuss, to make sure that even if you have had it in your phone or somehow you've not sent anyone or you've sent it mistakenly or your boyfriend or husband said, I can't let us snap ourselves when we are making love or when we are doing something personal, and you discover that that relationship broke, you start panicking because he has a weapon on you that's going to use it against you. So that's what we call sextortion. So it's a form of an online blackmail where criminals trick someone into sharing intimate photos or videos and then threaten to release it if you don't pay them, what we call ransom sometimes, or send money, or they ask for sexual favor. or they ask for other favor. It can be assets as well. So that's extortion. So the end game of it must be something to benefit from either video or texting or sexting, because there's what we call sexting. It's a text, but you always discuss intimate issues.
Wow, sexting. Quite
So there's a
educated.
whole lot happening. You just touched the area I was about asking about many people who think that this happens after explicit content is being shared. Is that always the case, or can victims be tracked even without sending these intimate pictures? Obviously, you've mentioned that there's always an end result to it. One wants to benefit something which comes in the form of blackmail and all that. But how can victims not feel trapped when this gets intimated with that kind of images? Because like you said, it's a cyber community.
Yes.
They're walking through the spots and they get those information. So how can victims manage themselves in that scenario?
Okay. Most times victims should try their best, because it can be anybody, it can be any of us as well. Victims should try their best to always change their passwords every time, maybe weekly. Or if you give your phone out to charge somewhere, when you bring it back, change your password. You can change the settings of your privacy settings on your phone, because some of our privacy settings, we have never actually visited it. So if you visit it today, you'll discover that what you're seeing there is showing that whenever I post something on my phone, it should show in public. Or it should show on my Instagram page or my TikTok page. I'm telling you, that's some of the settings that came with it. It's a default setting. So always go to your phone and check the privacy settings and check what settings are there. So, but multi-factor authentication cannot be manipulated. You must always change your password, be cautious of what you post on internet, and have antivirus on your phone. I'm sure if I ask Priscilla right now, or Kike, I'm sure there's no antivirus on their phone. So please, let us try our best. All our phones have their own antivirus.
Does it stop explicit messages or
Yes,
like this
it's
from
some
going
people
out?
entering your phone without your knowledge. If you're entering
really?
into,
Oh,
yes.
really?
Oh.
That's how, sometimes we always look for free softwares, which I'm advocating against. Do not ever download free software on your phone, because if you're downloading free software on your phone, it might have a malware, and that malware is monitoring you. You collected free software, it's sending everything you do to the person that created the software. So sometimes you just see a DM, somebody DM you, either from WhatsApp or from Instagram. Don't ever answer a DM of a stranger. I can just ask, yes, what is it? And it says something like nice. Be careful with that DM, because most DMs from a stranger is someone that has your details, who has done social engineering on you, so he knows your details.
So what happens in that scenario? Because I've gotten DMs severally.
And you
That
replied.
comes in. My response is usually, who are you?
Who are you? Yes.
Who is this?
Introduce yourself.
Who are you? And when I get the cold response or no response, I just block the number.
Okay, that cold response means that the person is still checking if that's you. So if by the time he comes back, it might come with a different persona, online persona, maybe it creates a new identity of somebody that you know or you are relaxed around. So if he comes with that one, you will easily reply.
Respond.
So by the response, you can tell if this response is what that person I know usually responds. Because manner of response is different.
Different from.
Like if I was telling my niece, if I call you on the phone and I'm talking nicely, know that it's not me, because I'm usually not too nice. You can't be so nice with your family now.
Yeah.
Maybe they know your time of duty, or they know that I'm coming here, you are here now, and they start calling you, you see a call coming in. You think it's emergency because they know that they shouldn't call you at this time, right?
Yes.
So if you pick, you might just, maybe during short break, you just pick and say, what is it? You're not being nice to your family. But if you pick and the person say, oh, how are you? You know that is not somebody from your house.
Yes.
So that's how you sometimes tell and cut it short and don't continue the DM.
Okay, I have my own question, but before then, let me just share an experience. I think I shared it with you, something I saw on social media. Just for awareness, a woman says she makes hair, and then her customer comes to make her hair. And then in the process of, okay, let me go and get something, she gives the customer her phone. to be going through pictures and choosing a style or something like that. And customer starts to scroll through the phone and starts to see her pictures, her nude pictures. The customer silently sends it to her own phone, goes back home. No, a new first-time customer. I'm telling you, goes back home and calls her and starts to blackmail her.
Yes.
I have your nude pictures. Send me money. Else, is that crazy right now? So I'm just sharing this for our viewers.
Yes.
But then, from your experience, who are the most common targets of sextortion in Nigeria and why?
Okay, most of their targets are female, young adults. But I will shock you, even professionals, even adult men.
Wow.
Who have refused to be faithful to their wives. They are caught up with this. Some have been in this danger, in this ransom space for at least, let me say, 20 years. They're under that bondage. They can't tell anyone. There's somebody sitting somewhere collecting money from them. And this person is not going to put up that in the space. That person is not going to publish it. But you can't trust them because they can actually still publish it. But most times they want the money. Because if they publish it, the money is ended. So without fear, you just leave them, and the person that is under bondage is continuously being
threatened.
Yes, threatened that they are going to publish it. So you see, all of us are in danger, not just women, so that men will not go home and sit down. If you have young boys as teenagers, especially in your houses, please, it's good to download certain monitoring apps so that you can monitor your kids. Even children, even boys are victims as well, not just young girls.
Okay, in all of these, can you walk us through the psychological tactics sectionists use to manipulate and control their victims?
Okay, most times they use platforms. They first of all send you like a DM, let's say a DM, and or sometimes the pictures you post on groups, especially groups of Facebook, attract people. You probably put very fine pictures of you and your family most times, so where you are going to lounge or where you're taking your people to. I'm talking about a woman who wants to take her family out. So these people are just roaming about, strolling, and because this is their profession, content creators. I'm not saying content creators are extortionists, but they are the ones that always go about researching on the internet, and they just say, this person is always posting fine pictures, and they check the quality of what you're wearing, and they say, this person is expensive. You can fund some of my lifestyle, because sometimes they are pushed by money, the lifestyle they want to live and they don't have, and you have it. They want to go after you.
But most of the lifestyle on social media, they are fake. They are not real.
So those people know that they are fake.
They don't even think about it that way.
Their own is even worse, because the cyber predator is an unemployed person. So for them, it's totally zero, not even fake. So what they borrow to wear and be on social media handles is not what they own. But at least they want to be able to feed. Some of them use this extortion activity to even feed their family and pay school fees of their children. So if they're roaming about and discover that this person can fund a bit of my lifestyle so that I will look close to what she looked like, they will now focus on you and do a social engineering. So from the social engineering, check you out. Who are your friends? Who are your friends on Facebook? What kind of pictures do you post? How many times are you on internet? And they will find you to your phone. If they can get your phone, they find out your passwords up to date. Do you change them? Your privacy settings, are they up? Are they protecting us? Are they really private or they are public? So from such environments, they get into your phone. By the time they get into your phone, they discover contents they never bargained for or negotiated for, because you didn't know that anybody will have come. So I will always say, do not ever take a picture of your nude self. Never. Even our young ones. I don't know why somebody would take a picture of how they look from when they were born at this age, and you are not looking at yourself in the mirror. No. So they get hold of this, or your family. Some of them do not just take only those pictures they got on your phone. They carry some information you have. Maybe you have some gossip about your neighbor. or about your best friends who your best friend thinks, this person likes me so much, and probably the person has discovered, because social engineering is great. It's a tactic, and it's an ability, it's talent. Some people know how to do it. So they research and discover, okay, this is a friend to this person, and here they were really exchanging pleasantries that they like themselves. I bet see the information she has about her. So you catch this one and catch that one, and goes back and use what we call deep fake, and can now use a fake video and present the two and send it to you. And you are like, no, this person cannot know that this is what I know, or this is what I have. But that third person has gotten it. So that person has power now over you. And now said, okay, if you don't want me to say,
give me something.
So
send me money.
I like the fact that you brought the issue of deepfake, because that's one major thing I think most people don't know about. With the invention of AI. AI has brought a whole lot of things that people don't know and need to grow. I'm going to share an experience. I've had encounters where people had to use fake IDs, just like you mentioned, to approach. Because I'm going to the questions I'm going to ask you, how social media criminals exploit the platforms, or how they use that as a strolling community base to get to people. On our socials, we have a lot of people who come in through that platform and use a lot of IDs, like
fake IDs.
I had an encounter where somebody approached me and used an ID.
Someone you know?
Someone I don't even know.
Okay.
For me, I try my best to learn a bit about AI and learn about deepfake and all that. So it gives me an edge.
Yes.
So when the person approached me, it was, I think, another thing that also was, if I get into the story, is the fact that people need to be conscious of contentment. Contentment is one key that drives people into the trap of
trying to look like
part. So when I got the invitation on my Instagram page, the person said, I'm just a person. I just smiled and I said, this looks too fake to be true.
Good.
I said, your pictures, it shows that it's too fake. This is AI. This is not you talking behind.
But were you sure?
I was sure.
Okay. That was so obvious. Because some you can't tell.
That's what I'm saying. It takes your mindset and how you understand AI.
Yes.
The fact that people extort people.
Sometimes it can be a pro and they give you two deep fakes. You can't differentiate it.
Deep fake is very deep.
It's very deep.
Just like me, because deep fake
is very deep.
So when I saw the picture and I saw the person's chat, the person was trying to impress me to say I live in this, I think they mentioned the country, I can't remember right now, and then it was giving me the whole glamour thing, and I'm like, you're talking to the wrong person.
Yes, glamorous. I don't want to live beyond contented.
And this is my person. So I think the social media space is where these people use the extortion thing to, because most people think extortion only happens when things are shared to blackmail you, but individuals need to work on their contentment value and be able to differentiate all of those things that come, because through messaging tools, just like you mentioned, social media platform, they send you a message. Like you said, you're not calm or you're not nice when you're talking to your
family.
So, a family member.
So if I call them, that's nice. They said, this is not mommy.
Because I got someone who sent me, I've gotten quite a number of things like that. So I think that also kept me alert. I think just like you mentioned, your activity on the social space also attracts people to you. So I'm trying to ask, how can people manage such kind of messages when it comes through and be able to differentiate it and tell themselves?
Like you said, knowledge. You know, when we started, Priscilla said, knowledge is power. What do you know? That says, how powerful are you? Every day you go and scroll about people's pictures and you feel intimidated. That's not what you should be learning by now. We have a lot of AI apps. We are even creating AI assistants that can help us do so many things. But you are there scrolling about pictures and people's pose and how and what they are wearing. No, this is the time to learn, because if you hadn't learned, you wouldn't have known. Let us spend more time, spend money to buy softwares. The softwares are not often very expensive. Most of our banks actually have an account that we can use to be able to buy softwares online. So you can just dedicate that account to buy your software. Like I'm saying, okay, let's not just take free softwares to protect ourselves down Play Store. But Play Store, if you download it, it will give you trial version, because the trial version will not give you the full effects of what we're talking about. So you can ask for the premium. So if you have for the Pro version and it says it's $5 a month, you can find the one that is $1 or one of $20. You buy that for a year, and you can now ask how many persons can share it. Maybe you and your kids can share it. So you can now share with your children. If another family is interested, you can share with that family. All of you will download it. Anywhere your kids are running on internet, because they always run, you cannot stop them. And they go to a website that is compromised. You get an alert that there's something, they're going to a website that is compromised. So you now caution your child, be careful there. Do not post things that you shouldn't post. So that $20 is worth more than what sextortionists will ask you if they get hold of your children on the internet.
Okay, ma'am. We hear that some perpetrators actually operate across borders. How organized and sophisticated are these networks today? Because we sound as if we don't have technological hands in Nigeria. When we talk about problems and issues, it looks like we're handicapped. Our government.
We are professionals.
They seem like we don't have solutions.
Nigeria brain.
I'm telling you, but we see great minds doing. It takes an intellectual to do things like this. They have to do, like you call it, engineering, social engineering. It takes someone with. So how sophisticated? How can we, even as a government or as a nation, harness this talent? Because it's talent.
Okay.
You ask me.
It is. It's a talent.
Yes,
How can we
talent.
Yes, how can we
It's a
rechannel
talent.
their energy to do
do
the right
things.
things, be more productive?
Most times, like, they brought in two questions. The first one is cross-border crime. Sextortionists sometimes might not even be Nigerians talking with you. Then we have websites we call dark web. When you Google, the normal Google you have, we have a dark web Google.
Okay.
For cyber criminals.
That's serious.
That's where the actions, the main crime is committed. So they take your information as a Nigerian, go to the dark web and sell it to somebody in Asia.
The dark web, is it also owned by Google?
It's owned by someone. Other people, yes. So that dark web is where things thrive. So they send it to their friends, they sell it, and they sell it for maybe $1,000.
Wow.
So if they get your password, your name, your BVN, then your nude picture, then that's a whole lot of money. They might get like $20,000 to $30,000. So when they send it and those white people buy it, those are the ones that will now go analyze it and sell it to another set. Maybe those are British or Americans who says they are not criminals. So those ones will now analyze, break it down, and say, oh, Nigeria, we'll just pose as if we're Nigerians. And they will start sending it to you. And you'll be thinking, Nigerians are very silly, they are dull, they are this. These are not organized crime because it's a cross-border now. It's across our own. So the laws are different from different states and countries. So that's where mutual legal assistance treaty comes in. So you can now negotiate with them as a Nigerian to find out what country is it, how can we handle this particular crime. But most times I prefer they go in as friends. You find your white friends and say, okay, the person blackmailing me is an American, and you have a friend that's an American. You can now plead with them and see how. Because MLAT takes a lot of process. You might not even get to the right level.
What is MLAT?
MLAT is Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty.
Mutual
Legal Assistance Treaty. Because that's what cross-border crime takes because of the laws of the different nations. So you can get friendly requests to deal with it so that they can prosecute that person while our country relates with them. But most times, it's always very difficult. So nations need to come together to be able to fight this crime, because cross-border crime is not just one person crime. It's a whole nation crime, and it affects the economy. We Africans, it's money that's our problem. So most times we say, how does it affect the money? I say, your money loss. Your money loss, true, I beg.
All right, so with the rise of artificial intelligence, how has AI changed the face of sextortion, especially with deepfakes and impersonations, just like we mentioned? I was trying to give a narration of my encounter because social media helps us to want to expand our reach. And there's a trend of websites, just like you mentioned, which introduces people to the social media space, AI, and all that, dating websites, where sextortion comes into play as well. So how can people know the real? Because there are people who really want to get into good relationships, build, who are scared in the physical reach that they cannot share or meet people, and some want to hide behind these websites or online dating sites to meet people, and they end up with the wrong hands of meeting the wrong people. So because AI plays out, the deepfake plays out, just like you give the scenario as well. So how can people manage the AI space that has come in to spoil the good thing?
Okay, so let's talk about AI, because you said about AI. And let's talk about online dating, because those are the two things you brought now.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about AI first, because the online dating will take some time. For AI, we're talking about bots. So automation is coming in with AI. Artificial intelligence is AI. So the criminals are going automated. They can just set automation on their, they can just set a bot on their system, which alerts them whose password is not multi-factor authenticated. So if your password is low, it alerts them and says, so person's password has expired, or the software on the laptop or the phone has expired. So attack. So once it's expired, he will now go and attack you, and we're gonna find out what can we find in this person. Immediately, maybe you change it. Sometimes they send you an email, automatic email. So those are AI automations. So let's talk about the online dating. So for us to be safe online, because definitely some people have been getting married from online dating. We cannot actually, So that's why MOU relationships with platforms comes to play. Because for this crime to be committed, it happens on a platform. Sure. Even for them to send that nude picture to anybody, it's on a platform. It doesn't go in the space like that. It doesn't fly.
I'm sorry to cut you. Interestingly, on online dating sites, just like you mentioned, they still have their rules. You don't share pictures like that.
Like that, because some people now
take advantage. Blackmail plays out. That's why I asked. Blackmail plays out,
and they will be in trouble because their licenses will be seized. They can even go to prison as a platform owner.
Pictures to share, even if it's a clean picture, they don't allow you to share on that side. Even when you give your contact details, they tell you it's not safe to share your direct contact.
Don't DM anyone, don't do private relationship until we have concluded. Because they profile you before you registered. The other person, they profile the person before they registered. So Priscilla actually asked a similar question earlier, talking about how our nation can come in. So as a nation, we have to create policies. We have to have very strong rules and regulations, though we have very good legal frameworks now. But we need more policies that can criminalize platforms where these things are committed. Because if you don't hold Yahoo or you don't hold Facebook to hostage, responsible for the security and the data they are sharing on their platform, they will just regard it as any other thing. I think in China, you have to use the VPN. One of my friends went to China, and when she came back, she said, I had to use VPN to be able to use even WhatsApp.
Yes.
So that they will know who is who.
The Asian countries also use this.
They are very strict and restricted. So if you are restricted and strict, you should be able to be guided normally, and such crime will be reduced. Because if I know I can steal your data and I don't have a place to share it, then the crime will not be committed. Because if you ask, I'm going to share it, and you now write to that platform and tell them, so person has my picture, see the online name that has my picture. He wants to actually publish it on your platform. The person will say, okay, let's see how it happens. Just like we do in the village, the platform ties that wrapper and say, make it bring and make I say All
right, before we go on break, you've worked closely on digital safety issue. What kind of emotional and psychological damage does extortion cause the victims?
Sometimes it ends in deaths because it can cause mental health. You can imagine the fear that you always have to know that your family that regard you so much is going to see your nude picture somewhere in the public space. Sometimes they will even pay to be able to publish it on Instagram or on Facebook. There were these little girls that they were panicking one time that they were going to publish their nude pictures. They didn't know that one of the person's boyfriend had a nude picture of them, and they broke up. So they now had to get all the nude pictures, and the man was blackmailing them to publish it. So there was a program I was holding. It was a radio program, and they called him. So I said, let them publish it. But meanwhile, the law has, the Cybercrime Act that we have now, because it has been repealed from 2015 to 2024. So sextortion is explicitly clear. The fine, the penalty is clear there. So they can go for imprisonment between 7 to 10 years. I mean, if the judge loves you. If he doesn't, they're going to add other crimes. And you'll be bagging like 50 years. And if you're paying a fine, the fine you're going to pay is nothing less than 20 to 30 million naira. So just let them publish it. Let's see. I think the people listened to that program, and they never published those pictures. So that saved the kids. So hearing that your nude picture is going outside, and sometimes the deep fake ones, you did not snap yourself any picture, but probably they love you and they want to deal with you. Your family, your friends, or your colleagues in the office probably want to deal with you. So they can do a deep fake of a naked picture of whoever that it is. I saw one like that, and the naked picture of this person and the head of this person. And that judge, I was not asking, is that your naked picture? Why you bought that? So that is deep fake. So if they join such a picture, you ask yourself, because if you are conscious of what you are posting, you never posted something like that. So by combining that, you can have rest of mind. I didn't post it, tell anybody. I know Nigerians love social media. They will go there, abuse everybody. They've not even profiled, they've not even confirmed. They have killed the person, cut in pieces before the real truth will not come out. Everybody will come back and say, we said it. And you didn't say that before.
All right, so we'll take a quick short break. When we return, we will dive deeper with our guest, Evelyn Nkechi, a cybersecurity AI enthusiast, to unpack how sextortion happens, why victims often remain silent, and what can be done to stop it. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's still Women's World on Global Television. If you're just joining us, we've been unpacking sextortion, a silent but devastating digital crime that thrives in secrecy, exploiting trust, intimacy, and fear. Today, we are confronting the reality behind the screen and shining a light on how lives are being disrupted in ways most people never see.
You know, sextortion feeds on shame and silence, but knowledge is power. Understanding the tactics, the warning signs, and the avenues for help is the first step towards protecting ourselves, our families, and our communities.
Exactly. Victims are not careless or to be blamed. They are manipulated and exploited. By keeping this conversation alive, we'll make it harder for perpetrators to operate in the shadows. Awareness and actions are our best tools.
And that's why we are still joined by Evelyn Nkechi, a cybersecurity and artificial intelligence expert, here to guide us through the digital risk, explain how sextortion scheme operates, highlight warnings, signs, and shows what victims, families, and community can do to respond effectively.
Okay, sextortion goes beyond technology. It plays with trust, fear, and emotions. How do criminals use psychological tactics to trap the victims? Because this isn't just about phones and laptops, ma'am. It's also about manipulation and control.
And deception.
Right? Can you break down the psychological side of sextortion?
I'm not a psychologist. But just assume that, okay, is any of us that that is traumatized, hearing that, there was this little girl that fought some criminals. The criminals raped raped a girl in their school. So with the fight, she said, I'm going to deal with, I'm going to make sure. And they said, what it concern you? They now sent her a message and said, mind your business. He refused. Mind your business. She said, no, I'm going to tell. They now went to her system and now discovered that she had some nude pictures. So if it's any of us, they will call and say, Madam, what do we do about this matter? I'll feel bad. All of us start feeling bad. That's the psychological trauma we are relating with the person. And what can you do is to advise, to counsel. Priscilla told me she's a counselor, so she can counsel, a little bit of training. But for immediate effects, you now tell the person, delete any nude picture that is in your phone and stop communicating with the people. Change all your passwords for all your social media handles, your emails, even if it's WhatsApp. Change every password first. So by the time you finish all that, we can now use a antivirus to clean up your system or your phone or your laptops. But meanwhile, with those effects, you are a bit relaxed and say, there's an action being taken. Of course, it affects your mental health. That action is being taken. It might not be a laptop or phone, but you have rest of mind that are being helped. Because the fact that they've even called, you talk with us and we'll cancel you, talk with you, calm down, we're doing this, we're doing that. We call forensic experts. Okay, track the online footprints of these people so that we find out their links.
We have these bodies.
We have professionals in this.
Because I see the people that
forensic,
the people that get the victory from all of this
it's expensive.
More of our celebrities. I'm going to say that our celebrities are the ones that when they are threatened like this, they are able to
see how much they pay.
But you see the common man out there before he's able to fight.
That fight.
It's difficult.
Sometimes some people are there to fight with you. They will help you fight, because if they finish fighting, they will come. You're okay with that if they come to social media and say, I did that fight. If they say I did that fight and I won, they will get like millions of followers that will be asking for such help.
Those are lawyers that do pro bono.
Pro bono. Of course, there are a lot of pro bonos. Have you gone to court before to see pro bono lawyers? Are there pro bono lawyers?
Alright, so let's look at the situation. If someone is being sextorted right now, what is the very first thing they should do?
Stop communication.
Okay, great. I thought of that, but I just wanted to get that. Then let's look at what should they never do.
Never snap nude pictures.
You're in that situation already. If you're already in
the situation. Okay, first of all, clean out all your system.
Okay.
Delete all whatever you even had before. Change all your password. Stop communication with them. Then you can now call any of us. They can call him. We're going to hold some calling programs soon. So you can call in and say, what do we do? then we can actually bring in these forensic experts and help us do a pro bono, you said. Oh, please help us, because we are professionals now. I'm a professional, so I have colleagues and friends out there who I can call and say, I have some friends of mine who have this issue. What do we do? So they follow up their tracks, online tracks, and find out where their links are. And not promise, because they've committed other crime. It's not only extortion they committed.
Yeah, sure.
Some of them are doing phishing, some of them are scareware.
Sure.
Scareware is like some websites, they've hacked them. So if a website as an organization is already compromised, all the staffs of the organization visiting that website, they're going to compromise their systems. So if they find them out, they can use Cybercrime Act to actually penalize them or prosecute. So we have they commit money laundering, some of them collect money. So they can actually prosecute them with money laundering law. There are so many crimes they must have committed. If you combine it together, they're in deep shit.
Okay. So aside the organization where they need to respond or report, is there globally, Nigeria, online, is there a place where they can have confidence and report these cases without fear?
And Nigeria
or
is
stigma?
confident. We have a confident Nigeria, so we can report to police.
That's
Okay,
serious.
follow up to this question. In all of this, what role is the law enforcement agency and the social media companies playing to protect victims and prosecuting the offenders?
A lot of law enforcement agencies and social media handles, like those platforms, they have a relationship, they have an MOU, they know how to get the victims.
So you're saying we can just walk into the police station and report?
Tell them, yes. We have confidence in our
We're
police.
going to get justice.
We get justice.
You know,
We trust our police.
We won't end up paying double.
No, not Nigerian police.
Not Nigerian police.
No.
Interesting. I hope I'll be
Maybe this British police, they collect money, we don't know.
So what practical steps, practical digital safety habits can individuals adopt to reduce their risks of falling victim? Aside the extortion through the image sharing and all that, what other ways?
Okay, most times, let's try from us now, in our hearts. Have we snapped nude pictures? Priscilla, let's start with you.
No.
Kike,
Never.
Anette, I haven't either. So if you've never snapped nude picture, please do not develop the habits of snapping nude picture first. Then secondly, always change your passwords. You know, I've said this thing like 2-3 times.
Yes.
Always change your password, because you don't know who had it last. Sometimes Gmail has a way of sending you security alerts.
Yes.
And say
That's
somebody
true.
has tried to change. If you get that, don't say, oh, no, I didn't try, so I will not change it. Change your password. And the privacy setting, go to your phone, learn it, go to YouTube and type privacy setting. It will show you privacy setting and tell you what to do on your phone. You don't have to call everybody all the time.
Yes.
If you don't understand that social content, ask for another one and check your phone. And somebody DMing me, because there was a parents group I was in. We're trying to discuss school fees, and the next thing I saw somebody DMing me and say, why did I contribute that kind of contribution? That's my word of contribution, right? And I said, no, the money was too much, we cannot pay that. The person now DM me. So I now replied, I said, write it in the group. So I now went to the group and called the name. I said, please discuss with me here. Do not DM me, not private. Do not ever private chat me.
True.
Then, and antivirus. Let's try and put antivirus on our phones, please. Thank you.
Okay, so I think this might be one of the final questions, but I just want to add to the fact that some people don't intentionally just snap and send. Sometimes, out of curiosity, some people are going through stuff in their body. They are just trying to snap and send. Places where your eyes cannot
Yes.
you want to just snap
That's true.
and see, and you now
see.
forget. Do you understand? There are situations like that. So it's just that consciousness, because some people unintentionally actually do these things. So I just want to bring that point so that our viewers can know that you can unintentionally fall
Intentionally
victim.
do it.
Okay, so
when you instantly you delete.
yes, that's what it's supposed to be.
You finish there.
Maybe you are trying to snap, somebody tries to just take your attention and you forget.
Please do not forget that.
Do not forget. Do not forget. All right, but should schools and workplaces, what should they be doing more in this, situation?
Okay, schools.
What kind of awareness? What kind of policies
Yes.
should we raise? Or should
Digital
we
literacy, like we've been advocating here. Online safety that we've been advocating. Schools should adopt training. They don't know. The teachers don't have an idea. They're not professionals. So they have to reach out to us. They can reach out to Global TV and ask, please, I need a professional who can teach us or train us on digital safety and online safety for the teachers and for the students.
Okay, from a psychological standpoint, what advice would you give the victims dealing with guilt, fear, or suicidal thoughts? Because this pushes people. I have a friend who had an encounter where she was extorted through the sexual, there was intimacy, there was the cordial relationship, there was a lot of trust built through this. At the end of the day, when money was exchanged, she got to understand that it was actually a whole scam thing. And then psychologically she was affected. She couldn't understand her pace because she felt trust is broken. I thought this was safe. People are getting results. Why my own case? Why is mine different? Why am I being blackmailed? So how do people deal with this issue psychologically?
And finally, before you go, what gives hope to that sextation that it can be tackled despite how fast technology is evolving?
Knowledge. We've been saying knowledge. If you know how to, like I was saying, can you change the privacy settings on your phone? If you cannot, go to YouTube.
Okay.
Those are the way you learn now. So change privacy settings on your phone. What are social media, social engineering? What are social phishing, baiting, tailgating? There are so many of them. You know, you're already doing them, but you don't know their names. So you should be able to have an idea of all. You can't say I'm old school, I'm over 40, I can't know. You can know because 70 years old man or woman are using their phone. Once you have a phone and you can press it, then that means you can learn. So the best thing is to actually tell yourself, okay, I'm already a victim and this is social media. So I want to learn because the criminals that are roaming around on internet trying to look for victims learned it like you.
Yes.
So why can't you learn and challenge them? Especially women. We are telling women, don't relax. Don't go and say it's a man thing. It's you that are targeting because we are the soft spot.
Yeah.
So we are more vulnerable. So women should learn to take out their time instead of scrolling to see styles of gown, styles of dresses. Please let us learn social media and AI. Let us know what
thank you very much.
Yes, so your fear should not be their paycheck.
Thank you very much, Evelyn Nkechi Achidume. Today on Women's World, we've exposed the harsh reality of sextortion, a crime that destroys trust, prey on fear, and leaves deep emotional scars.
Remember, victims are never to blame. Speaking up, knowing the warning signs, and using safe reporting channels are the first steps to protection.
And of course, families, schools, and communities must stay vigilant. Awareness, open conversation, and strong digital safety habits make it harder for predators to operate in the shadows.
Sextortion thrives in silence, but together we can shine a light, prevent harm, and support those affected. Stay informed, stay alert, and stay safe online. A very big thank you to our guest, Evelyn Nkechi Achidume, for our insights, to our viewers for joining us today. From all of us here, we say,
Women's World, stay safe,
stay safe,
and keep the conversation
alive. All right, bye.
Bye.